What's up, legends? Welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to be talking about the internet's favorite topic, how to earn respect in the surf lineup. As someone who learned to surf later in life and never had a home break, earning respect in any given lineup has been a challenging but rewarding venture. As a beginner surfer, we are intimidated by waves in general, and then doubly intimidated by the lineup. Waves are enough to deal with, but then we have to counteract this wolf pack mentality in the lineup. Fear not, as establishing a hierarchy is a fundamental part of our nature that predates surfing and even predates humans. To demonstrate this, I'll explain the anatomy of lobsters, made famous by scholar Jordan Peterson. Lobsters have been around for nearly 300 million years, way before humans. So it follows that our brains have evolved on top of their primitive brains. When a lobster wins a battle for territory, they experience an increase in serotonin, which is linked to dominance, better mate selection, and status, with higher levels associated with more confident postural expansion and aggressive displays of dominance. Conversely, lobsters that lose battles for territory have decreased serotonin levels, which leads to an inhibited posture, withdrawal, and increased sensitivity to stress. Now, any surfer out there who's gotten cursed out by an intimidating local and then caught inside moments later and has been very rattled by the waves can start to relate to the defeated crustaceans. These experiences are a normal part of surfing and life. Now that we have an understanding of the primal nature of surf lineups, what are the ways we can increase the respect we have in the lineup so we can act more like those winning lobsters? Fundamentally, there are 3 ways to earn respect in any given surf lineup. Number 1, time. The amount of time you spend at any given break will earn you more respect. Anyone who has grown up surfing a wave will have more respect at that spot than a blow-in who's been there for only 2 weeks. Additionally, with time, you'll develop more confidence in the lineup and make alliances with other surfers. In general, you'll become a familiar and ideally respected face in the lineup. This goes a long way in any general dispute and will bring you more comfort and confidence in your surf. The next way to earn respect in the lineup is ability. All talk goes by the wayside when it comes to surfing. Even if you roll up to a brand new spot, you will quickly gain respect if you're an absolute ripper. In surf, action speaks way louder than words, and less skilled surfers will gravitate towards you, asking you for tips and congratulate you on the sick ride, the epic barrel. To take this to the extreme, let's think about a scenario. It's pretty obvious that if Kelly Slater rolls up to your local spot, he will be welcomed with open arms, while the no-name average Joe with a poo stance will not receive the same welcome. The final way to increase the respect you have in the lineup is by being a man or woman of high character. If you conduct yourself with respect, stand up for yourself when necessary, and lead by example, you will earn the respect of locals and tourists alike. There are many ways to demonstrate high character in the lineup. Calling others onto waves shows that you care more about the collective stoke of the lineup than just your individual stoke. Additionally, character can be demonstrated by standing up for others and yourself when someone does something unhinged in the lineup. It is in these tense moments and situations where noble action can earn you respect. To demonstrate this principle, I'll tell you a little story from the water recently. So I was having a surf, hopped up on a wave, and one of the local boys dropped in on me. This one was kind of 50-50. Maybe I would have made the section, maybe not. Me and this local are acquaintances, but I never got to know him that well. So I let it go, didn't let it affect me. One drop in could have been a mistake, and it's his spot, so fair enough. Then a few waves later, I hop up, I'm pumping, I'm clearly on the wave, everyone sees that I'm on the wave, and then the same thing happens. The same guy drops in on a similar wave, but this one was way more obvious and blatant. Now, 99% of the time, I wouldn't say anything, but there is something about this that was so obvious and blatant that it commanded me to stick up for myself. When I went and had a talk with him, speaking in my broken Spanish, things got a bit heated, to be honest. He told me to never disrespect a local, blah blah blah. I said, hey man, dropped it on me twice, what's the problem? Let's talk about it. Back and forth. However, something very interesting happened. As the surf went on and things heated down, he came over to me, He apologized for being a bit intense. We were both calling each other onto waves. And I could tell that he actually had a newfound respect for me because I stuck up for myself, and I had a newfound respect for him because we were able to talk it out and work it out. Something pretty cool at the end of the session happened where he lost his leash and his board was flying in the whitewash. I was the only one in position to get it, and after this altercation, I gladly grabbed his board, paddled it back to him, and did him a little favor. So that's an instance of how having high character and a sense of sticking up for yourself, even though it may cause tension in the short term, can gain you respect in the long term. To conclude, the 3 pillars allowing you to gain more respect in the lineup are time, ability, and character. If you enjoyed this episode on earning respect in the lineup, check out my next video about managing fear as a surfer.